Good fine afternoon, evening, YouTube. Have a glass of Malarossi red wine. Delicious. Shout out to Fred for providing the glass. Smoking a cigar. Now, I noticed that a lot of people on YouTube in particular, they don't like it when they can't comment on the video. And you don't watch someone's YouTube videos to leave comments. You watch the videos to watch them. That's just how I look at it. Maybe I'm a different kind of YouTuber. Like, I rarely leave comments on a video, if not to ask a question, and unless the video, like, really wows me over, then I'll be like, hey, awesome video, you know? At the very least, give it a like, you know? I personally don't think commenting should be allowed on YouTube because people have abused that one too many times. I think it should just be a like and dislike ratio. Because you get a lot of hateful, racist, bigoted, sexist crap in the comment section. You get people on YouTube trying to dox you, reveal personal information. It ain't right. Bullying's always been a problem, but with social media, it's an even bigger problem. So a lot of schools are like, well, it's such a big problem on social media that they think, oh, it seems unfixable. But as soon as you start thinking that it's unfixable, that's when you've basically given up on the issue. And when you give up on the issue, it doesn't solve it, it just gets worse. So when you give up on that issue, YouTube, you're only going to perpetuate that unfortunate statistic that bullying has gotten out of hand. There's probably some wine snob out there going, you're drinking Malarossi red wine out of a gothic sort of looking mug. Ugh, you're not a wine connoisseur. You're not drinking it out of a fancy crystal glass. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. This old tobacco wine snobbery. Oh, you're not a cigar smoker if you do this or that. You're not a... Shut up. You know, it's funny because they're like, the blood of Jesus turned to wine. I'm like, that dude must have been a real alcoholic. I'm just kidding. Passover, more like hangover. No, I joke. It was a good, clean Christian joke. Come on now. No, but that wasn't bullying. That was just a play on words. See what I'm saying? That's the funny thing of it. That's the big difference between that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing of it, is kids will bully each other for just about anything. You're different, you're poor, you're fat, you're this, you're that. You know, you learn slower. Or you don't quite fit in with the rest of the group, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, kids are assholes to each other. Got up early, got my shaving on, all clean shaved, got my trash taken out. Which is good because my trash was full. I'll empty my bathroom trash into my kitchen trash, and then when it gets full, I'll take it out. It was basically full of snot covered Kleenex. Yeah, because, you know, fighting a cold. Yeah. Which seems to be doing a lot better, which is good. Yeah. The only thing that sucks about glass bottles is that they break. Yeah. I said the only thing because glass bottles tend to taste better. You know what I'm saying? You stick a glass bottle in the fridge, it gets cold faster because the glass surface temperature changes. I mean, you can get plastic bottles cold, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but if you drink liquor out of a plastic bottle versus a glass bottle, there's definitely a difference. And liquor out of a glass bottle tends to taste better. Oh, I love red wine. That is delicious. Instead of red rum, uh, instead of red rum, it's red wine. Red wine. I did a movie reference. Yeah, that's great. Here's Joshi. No, I'm just kidding. uh, I'm about to go collect some more wand wood so that I can start another batch. Yeah. Get 10 more in the mail. And then conveniently enough, my shaver dies right when I'm done shaving. It could be worse though. At least it didn't die on me while I was shaving, like half my face, you know, covered. Now, even though it's the weekend, most people do work on the weekends, and unless I have wands that are drying down, you know what I'm saying, then it's a different story. But I just got a batch of wands in the mail, so it'd be a good time to, yeah. I do 10 wands per batch just because it's cheaper to ship and takes less time to process. Makes the wands a bit more exclusive, you know what I'm saying. But occasionally I'll do a bigger batch just because being able to get your hands on a wand is pretty sweet. Oh yeah, I've seen sexy goth chicks in every race, bud. That's what's up. Yeah. You can't tell me. YouTube. You get these guys who are like, oh, I don't know if I could do her. She's this and that. Okay, well, you know. Eh. Like, who gives a fudge what race she is, as long as she's hot and clean and of age, you know. Yeah, dude. That's what I don't get, YouTube. When guys get way too picky with, I mean, you know what I'm saying, that's their choice, but they miss out, dude. That's, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, I get it. It's kind of like pizza. Some people don't like pineapple on their pizza, and some people say it's the best fucking thing ever. And I'm just like, I don't know. When I think of pizza, I think, okay, pepperoni, cheese, sauce. You know, I don't know. Pineapple's a little weird for me. So I guess food's no different. People have their tastes, their likes, and their dislikes. But going based off the heterosexual principle of you like getting of age pussy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, how do bullying and getting laid go hand in hand? Oh, trust and belief. Like fucking milk and cereal. Yeah. If you got a woman you're going to high school with, and she'll let all the other boys stare at her, but as soon as you stare at her, she makes a fit about it. It means she really likes you and she's having a hard time internalizing it. You know what I'm saying? You may not realize it when you're in high school, but you realize it when you're a lot older. But how is that fair when chick walks to school, even though the school says no cleavage has a dress code, no one's really going to say anything to enforce that. I mean, come on. Who wants to be a buzzkill? Who's going to be that one guy that's like, oh, teacher, so-and-so's boobs are... Yeah, no. People are going to look at him like, oh, dude, you ruined a good thing, man. Yeah, no, no one's... That's two things they don't enforce in school. Parts of the dress code and bullying. And it's like, well, okay. The dress code one I can kind of understand, because if you're a male principal and you have to talk to a female student who's old enough to be your daughter, it's going to get a little awkward if you have to say, Miss So-and-so, you need to dress more appropriately for school. Some of the boys are complaining that your boobs are a distraction. Now, who wants to be the male principal in that situation? Nobody. Nobody. It's going to be awkward as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, no. But if a girl's going to dress sexy to attract the opposite sex and then get pissed off when, quote unquote, the wrong guy looks. See, guys, we can't say that shit. We can't complain because we got chicks checking us out. Hey, that's what's up. Because what guy's going to complain about a chick checking him out? Even if she's not the most attractive. You know, because guys are considered hound dogs. So, guys don't get to complain, right? Shit. We have a good election on our hands. Both the Democrat and Republican candidates running for governor seem very qualified. So we're going to have a very, very, very close election. But you already know I'm voting for the candidate that supports weed, because marijuana would be excellent for Wyoming's shitty economy. Ooh. Did I say that out loud? I mean, how long's the oil gonna last? Because then eventually the oil runs out, and then everybody fucking moves out because the oil's dried out. And it's like, okay, then then we get another oil strike, and nope, they move right back in. And it's like, that creates an unstable economy, ups and downs. Oil is a nice resource to have, but you want to talk about natural resources. Yeah. We get a new governor, I win the lottery, boom. Pay some politicians to make it happen in the state. Trust and believe I will. Money talks, bullshit walks. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start thinking about Wyoming's future. You know what I'm saying? If kids are going to school and being told just say no, marijuana is a gateway drug, that's a bullshit lie. Some people have addictive personalities. You go to a drug dealer in general, that deals everything, then that's your dumbass. Because then as soon as they're out of weed, they're going to be like, well, I'm out of weed, but do you want to try some of this? You're having a shitty week, you just want to relax. You're like, fuck it, why not? Eat that, or you get sick and tired of the weed high, so then you start trying something stronger. There are some people like that, and conveniently enough, because of that bullshit, marijuana gets labeled as a quote-unquote gateway drug. If marijuana is a gateway drug, then water is a gateway drug to alcohol. Because if you think about it, you can add yeast and water and sugar and fruit, and you can ferment it and make alcohol. So that being said, you want to sit there and say that, oh, well, marijuana is a gateway drug. That's so stupid, dude. That's so fucking stupid. Now, keep in mind that if you get convicted of raping a woman, you can get like maybe 8 months in prison, put on a registry list or some shit. But you get caught with a marijuana cigarette. Oh, you could get serious, hefty fines, probation, all this bullshit. Keep in mind that marijuana can be used to treat breast cancer. And if that's not enough to make your skin boil from how disgusting this drug war is, the fact that, okay, you get caught raping somebody, that's minimal prison sentence, like 8 months, whatever. But then, like, you get caught with marijuana and it's a more hefty prison sentence. Get the fuck out of here with that. The fact that our veterans cannot smoke pot for their PTSD. Ooh, that makes my fucking skin boil, dude. That's a hell of a way to show our gratitude for our troops, isn't it? Oh, thanks for fighting for our country. Oh, by the way, if you try smoking pot, we'll throw you in prison. Why the fuck do pedophiles not have the death penalty? If you are a convicted sex offender, you should be condemned to a goddamn death penalty. Fuck this putting them on a cute little list bullshit. Fuck this, oh, they're going to get 8 months and then get out and be put on a list bullshit. Nah, dude. Firing squad. Just like in the old fucking days. You take a convicted child molester and you get a firing squad. You sit them in the middle. And you take a bullwhip and you beat them senseless with it. And then you take lemon juice and salt and you squeeze it into their wounds. And then when they're sitting there writhing in pain, now you want to slowly torture them. You don't want to just immediately take them out of their misery, you know. Have a little fun with it. You want to stop mass shootings. I think it should be legal to torture pedophiles. You know what pisses me off about the sex offender list? It used to be they told you what it was for. Some bullshit, okay, your toilet's clogged, you went outside to take a piss, someone saw it, and now you're on the list. Versus, he touched that person's kid, you know what I'm saying? The list actually told you what you were on the list for. So now people who are convicted of stupid shit versus people who are actually sick fucks are being clumped as the same because some asshole was like, we gotta protect the pedos, that's why we gotta change the sex offender list because they're getting killed. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? The list was fine the way it was. Whose bright idea was it to change it? Castration before execution. Yes. Most definitely, yes. But I'm sitting here going, okay, people are offended by homosexuals. Okay, it's not your cup of tea. That's not how you swing. That's fine. But what's more offensive, pedophiles or homosexuals? I hate to go there, but maybe that's what it's going to take to make this country more fucking tolerant, dude. And I get called a faggot for wearing makeup just for being my heterosexual goth self, dude. Makes me laugh because I'm like, you know, haters love to talk shit. And you know, when my friends are doing stupid shit, I try to be a good influence and be like, hey man, that wasn't right, you know? Or hey man, you shouldn't do that. Because people have potential to be better, but when they choose not to be, it's just like, okay. And I'm like, you know, and they're not gonna remember if they do stupid shit, if they're doing stupid shit, so, you know. You can make it right in several ways, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing of it, like, dude, if you're rolling around in Cadillac Escalades with your homies, fancy ass cars, big ass rims and shit, man, don't be asking for no motherfucking handout, man. If you and your friends are rich enough to drive fancy ass cars, don't be asking people for money, dude. That looks so cheap, dude. That's so fucking cheap. So fucking cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if I was driving my own hot rod, you know, and I was struggling for gas, yeah, it would suck, but I'd make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm saying to myself, well, if I'm going to take the time and money to build my own car from the ground up and this and that, blah, 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 you know, yeah, then. Of course, it'd be easier to buy a classic car here in town or one that's already in running condition. There's classic cars for sale here in town, so, you know, it's not that difficult. You know what I'm saying? But before you focus on getting a bloody car, you should focus on getting a driver's license. That seems to be my problem, YouTube, is I'll focus on getting the car before I get the license, and then every car I want gets taken because of that. And I'm like, well, okay, something's telling me that once I get my driver's license, I'll have a kick-ass car. I mean, I've seen some pretty cool shit, like Spirit Kit Cars does the Model T C-Cap kit car. That'd be a pretty sweet little hot rod deal. I get like coach headlights for the, you know, the lamp lights for the headlights. I have like hooker exhaust, a 4-pack on each side going straight up. Nice and pointing straight up, you know what I'm saying? Like the bottom half of the car would be hunter green and the top half would be black. I'd have hearse Landau bars on either side. There'd be black shag carpet and like 2 bench seats. Yeah. Get some like bullet taillights for it. I mean, the engine wouldn't have to be super fast. I'd be happy with a flathead V8. That sounds sexy as fuck. Oh. As those are a lot easier to find. I mean, a flathead V8's a lot easier to find and a lot cheaper than a 428 Shelby Cobra engine, which would be boss as fuck. Got this big old school 428. And the coach lights just sitting on the other side. Oh, dude. That'd be a sweet little hot rod, but you know, a 428 might be a bit excessive for such a... You'd have to really... The chassis on that thing would have to be modified super hard to make it fit. And make it safe to drive so that you didn't just... As soon as you took off, the car wouldn't just flip over, or the axle come tearing out the back, you know. But a flathead V8 would be a bit more old school and a throwback to the traditional hot rod, if you will. Yeah. Big old jockey shift with the Cobra head sitting next to my seat. Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. I can't afford a car right now, so I'm making best with my legs and my bike. Although the weather's starting to cool off a bit, it's not getting too terribly cold. We've actually had pretty good weather for this time of year. I'm not complaining. Had a fan send me some cigars. Shout out to Kirk. These are some pretty bomb-ass cigars, yo. Bust out one of these Rellos. I try to be a good person. And when people are good to me, I'm good to them. But when people treat me like shit, I treat them like shit. That's because it's the golden rule. You treat others the way you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? That's how I try to look at it. I'm going to enjoy eating bacon for as long as I possibly can. That's no bullshit. Even to the point where the doctor's like, Mr. Saunders, you gotta cut back on your bacon intake, because, you know. I'm gonna be like, oh, come on, doc, that's bullshit. Now, one glass isn't gonna get me schnockered, but it's definitely getting me feeling pretty good. And that's the advantage of drinking on a somewhat empty stomach. Now, I do have food, and I'm gonna do a cooking video for YouTube later, a nice little ramen noodle hack. But that's for supper later, so yeah. I'll try to get some burger recipes on YouTube next week, or at least one new burger recipe. Although that's not going to be the same as the cell phone up in person, you know. But I can always turn my computer to the side when I'm standing in the kitchen, so that's not going to be a problem. So even if the internet cord comes unplugged, I can always plug the internet back in when I go to post it, if need be. Sometimes in life, you just got to make the best of a circumstance. I wonder if this thing's powerful enough to light a cigar. No, I'm just kidding. I want to relight it with this. I mean, you go to Amazon.com, you get a rechargeable taser for $10. That's great for self-defense, bud. You can't beat that. Plug it into the wall. That's enough to deter someone from fucking with you. Like, yeah. people are like, well, you shouldn't be drinking when you're gathering or making wands. And I'm like, one or two drinks isn't going to hurt, dude. If I drink while I'm making wands, it's not going to be to get drunk. It's to mellow the mood, you know. And it doesn't always have to be a requirement when making them, but, you know. I got some awesome candy to review as it starts getting closer to Halloween. I had a fan send me some rather festive candy for this time of year, and I'm saving that review for when it gets closer to All Hallows Eve. My goatee was looking a little scraggly, so I trimmed it up so it grew in more evenly. I'll take a comb and I'll comb it forward. Yeah, there we go. Ah. Too much wine and too much song. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the seasons, like the wine, have all gone. Boom, 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 boom. Skinned our hearts and skinned our knees, learn to love them ABCs. Well, I got two guitars that need to be rewired, and I'm trying to record an album with the Spellcaster. And getting guitars fixed is kind of expensive, so one at a time. Get the Spellcaster rewired and then eventually the BC-Rich rewired, but I'm not complaining about it because that's a beautiful set of guitars. Yeah. Like Pink Floyd said, have a cigar and you'll go far. That's good. Call this video Wine and Cigar. I don't know what else to call it because a lot of topics were discussed in this particular vid. Yeah. And when you got people hating because you got hustle and they don't, and they rip on it. Uh, a true ladies' man doesn't have to have sex with a bunch of women to be considered a ladies' man. I say this because a lot of men have this misguided view that, oh, I have to be slaying a bunch of pussy to be considered a ladies' man. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. If you got a bunch of women talking about you and it's not necessarily negative, it's more positive, and oh, hey, it's this guy. There you go. If you have women fighting over you and you haven't even started dating either one, you know what I'm saying. I don't mind white wine, it's alright, but I'm more of a darker wine fan. Ah, it's deliciousness in a glass. And that's the thing of it, man. That's the bloody fucking thing of it. People make life way more complicated than it needs to be. Oh, says this guy. You know, it's very natural for humans to overthink things, and yeah, don't overthink shit. Ooh. The sinuses are nice and clear. I don't have a sore throat. The coughing's gone down. Yeah. No more cold, no more cold, no more cold. That's what I like to see and feel. Now, if this feeling progresses into the next couple of days, then I know for a fact that my cold is gone. That's good red wine. Patience is a virtue, though. Most definitely. Things don't always happen the way we want them to. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch y'all later.